come across and use and develop local applications with local content. Which again, from operator's point of view, yes, it gives you more opportunity to go to the customer, to talk to the customer, and to offer the customer something which is much more relevant to them. And then, of course, entrepreneurship is something which is very key. I mean, that I think is something which was a learning for us as well, where you get the developers coming in from a development background, where they have all the knowledge and the toolkit and the skill set to develop applications. But building an entrepreneur from a developer is a whole different story altogether. So this, again, was an objective where we actually had identified that we had the local talent, but it's just that you needed to bring in the entrepreneurship in a developer rather than bringing the developer to the forefront. And then, of course, trying to, like I first said, trying to give what is needed to the market, to the different cultures, to the different communities. So this is how it looks like in a very primitive sense. So you've got Etisalat and you've got the interface, which is the App Store, which people will come and host their applications on it. And then Sampath will probably take you through the whole interface in a great detail, or rather a bit more detail than I will. So how do I put this into context of the topic that I'm talking to you today? In terms of democratizing, in terms of taking it to the masses, in terms of getting the masses to use it, in terms of giving them choice, I see this in two ways. I see this in two contexts. One is the application development side, and the other one is the customer perspective. From an application developer's point of view, you need an independent programming language. And then, of course, you need an independent hosted location. It's immaterial whether, I mean, when you have so many different languages, so many different locations, you don't give the same platform to everybody, or you don't give the same advantage to everybody. So here, you've got a common platform, you've got a common objective, you've got a common set of tools that you will use to develop this application. So this, in terms of application development, sort of puts all the application developers in Sri Lanka on the same platform, on the same skill level, without giving anybody any advantage, of course, which they can bring by themselves if they can. Right now, you've got SMS, USSD, and downloadable applications on the App Store. 99% of the apps are independent of handhelds. So this is where I link this back to the slide which I shared with you earlier, this one, where you need to have an independent platform, or rather independent application which is independent of the handset, so that you can cater to a lot more people, and you have the potential of developing a lot more applications. And then, of course, the App Store which we have is accessible via SMS, USSD, IVR, WAP, and web. And a special mention must be made here with regard to one of the key facts behind network-based applications is that, see, all the apps that you use on Android and Apple and all these things are English-based applications. Whereas with network-based applications, especially on the IVR applications, you can make it your own local language, or rather you can make it in your own local language. So, which again makes it much more user-friendly, and makes it, or rather, it gets used by a lot more people. Again, the charging mechanism is customized according to the need and according to the application. And then, of course, like Andra said during his speech, network or rather location-based information is also there. And then how, we are always trying to constantly improve ourselves. So this is not something which I want to, give out all the details to you right now. But then we are trying to get the non-developer to develop applications. That's our next level. That's our next step. So you've got all these drag and drops, drag and drop concept, click and drag concept. So we're trying to get there. So we're trying to open it out to a lot more people who are interested in this, and who has more the entrepreneurship coming forward. building applications on this. And then, of course, you have the customer perspective, where you give the customer, choice. It's all about choice. Why does Apple have 300,000 applications? I mean, if you divide them, you'll probably find maybe 10 categories, 15 categories, which probably serve the same basic purpose. But then it's about the choice. It's about the personalization. It's about ultimately the customer choice. So here, in terms of the customer, you give him the choice. You give him whatever he requires according to the way he wants it. And then, of course, you have, and it makes the whole market competitive. It makes application developers competitive because they offer the same content, but then it's offered in a different way where the customer has a choice to choose. Again, getting back to the point of subject here, basically anyone can develop applications as far as I'm concerned with the basic of knowledge in application development. And developing and hosting applications are absolutely free. Applications are handset independent. So basically you don't really need to go looking at your Nokias, looking at your Motorola's, looking at your Apples, looking at your Googles or other Androids and so on and so forth. And then, of course, if you own the application, you can host it anywhere and link it. And then you have a wide variety of applications. This is basically America's way of democracy, but this more is, I think, the totalitarian view of, for the people, by the people, for the people, because it's developed by you identifying a need of a certain segment, which is relatively small if you look at it, but in terms of numbers, in terms of development, it's quite significant. So I'm going to hand over to Sampath from here on, but this is just to entice you to listen to what Sampath also has to say. This is just, me gloating myself, but this is where we are right now. We've got this is the highest earner as at now whom we have. It's a guy from Kelaniya University who's earning about 200,000 rupees from an application which he did and hosted on the platform. I think it was a chat application. Yeah, it's a chat application. So the potential is there. I mean, mind you, this is the highest end. I mean, you have quite a few people who go down the list. So I hand it over to Sampath now so that you can find out in terms of how easy it is to host an application on a platform like this.
Thank you, Channa. Like Sanjay said, I will not deprive you of your evening coffee. At least that's my intention. Okay, so taking on from what Skiv said, as well as Arun and Channa laid down, let's look at it in very simple terms. Software development, application developers are many. I'm sure we can find many of them in this audience as well. There are enough and more software development companies down the street, large companies as well. What differentiates a software developer versus a mobile application software developer? Just the word itself sometimes puts people away, right? That's simply because of the lack of information about what it takes to be a mobile application developer versus a standard software application developer. So my idea now is to show you, to put things in very simpler terms so that you understand that mobile application development is a simple sort of a diversification. In other words, or almost continuation with a different focus along the same lines. And I will just basically touch on the development environments that enable application developers to become mobile application developers. So as we know, lots of ideas exist. Right? There are enough and more great ideas. with respect to mobile application development. I'm very sure as we speak, there are people in this audience who think, wow, this can be the next $1 million mobile application. What stops them continuing from there onwards? Well, if it was a simple software application, let me put it that way, they would go back to their office or home, they would start developing their application, go out to a software house, either sell it to that software house or directly sell it, right? But there are certain other variables that comes together when it comes to developing a mobile application, such as, could there be complex development environments? Are there high development costs? Will I take a long time to develop this application? High time consumption. As well as, will I need any specific, unique expertise to develop mobile applications? So those are some of the roadblocks that currently application developers, mobile application developers who want to become a mobile application developer has. And of course, when you think about a telecom operator out there, for the young, simple application developer, that's a long shot, they think. Because they look at telecom operators as, obviously they are big, having huge, complicated, large, intelligent networks, backends, right? So on and so forth. So can they ever develop an application that can fit into that sort of an environment? So this shows the complexities or the permutations sometimes that the backend of a mobile operator would have. On the other hand, the application developer also thinks what's important to him. He wants to develop an app very fast and deliver it out there. And he wants to have a very simple, easy to use development path. And he does not want to understand the previous slide I showed you, which is this. Because that is, he does not now want to go ahead and have a certification in telecom protocols. Right? So he pretty much wants to be independent of the telecom operator's network backend. And he wants to have a very simple and open set of standard application testing mechanisms. He does not have any intentions of going and spending a week at the telecom operators testing the application. And the telecom operator does not or will not have the scalability to allow thousands of application developers now to come on board to their location to start testing their mobile applications. So what enables all this for a mobile application developer? Right? So once again, the developer advantages are on the platforms that I'm going to talk about, ease of development, loosely coupled architecture, meaning whatever I develop, I can develop independent of